Hi guys, welcome to my Busy Flute channel. No flute covers today, as you can see, just my talking head. I've been plucking up the courage for this one for quite a long time already, and I believe that what I'll be talking about in this video might be really helpful for people with the same issue. So let's see how it goes. In one of the shorts and in my bio, I think I've already mentioned that the flute became sort of a cure to me. Since childhood, I have this chronic disease called asthma. Constant obstructions, inhalers, nebulizers, those who know, right? Somehow, and for that I'm really thankful to my parents, they discovered that playing the flute can help control the symptoms of my asthma. And when I was 9 years old, they took me to the music school. I've been playing the flute for about 14 years now, I think, and I've already forgotten what obstructions are. Here I'd like to share some observations, maybe tips for those with asthma, and how flute might help to deal with it. So, observation number 1. For different people, this disease manifests itself differently, like it has different stages. For example, when I started out as a kid, I managed to get asthma under control pretty quickly, like in about 3-4 years, I think. But as a kid, with regular flute classes and a strict teacher, of course. However, in the same music school, I had a piano teacher. She was an old lady and had severe asthma. That is, she literally was glued to her inhaler, couldn't go anywhere without it. And that was heartbreaking to watch, but also motivational, like for me to move forward with my flute classes. And unfortunately, I don't think flute would have been that effective for this old lady. Speaking about teachers, finding the right one is by far the most important step in successfully managing your asthma. In my own music school, we had several flute teachers, and I could always tell, even as a kid, whose students were being taught the right way just by listening to their sound. Like, some kids simply didn't have the proper tone or breath control, which is absolutely critical if you are trying to improve your lung capacity and overall breathing in case of asthma. So your teacher must definitely be strict enough and a true expert in teaching his subject. Just look at how his students play, as I already mentioned. You might be a great flute player, but a bad teacher. That's why I don't teach. One more thing, it will take quite some time to expand your lungs capacity with the flute's help, so you should be pretty patient, especially if you aren't a kid anymore. It's just for kids, like from my experience, they forget all these hard times of work pretty quickly. Like sometimes I wonder, I don't have these obstructions anymore. Wow, that's cool. And then I remember that I've been playing the flute for 14 years almost, right? And I'm like, that's why. For adults, it's a bit more challenging just from my perspective. Like if you're super hardworking, super productive, good for you, but for someone it can be harder to pull yourself together. Finally, it is a chronic disease. That is, to be honest, flute isn't some magic pill. You can't be fully cured of asthma. For instance, very rarely, but I still use inhaler when I get really sick. I know I've been pretty pessimistic throughout this video, but I'm just trying to be realistic, you know. What I can promise you, like if you start playing the flute and make it your hobby in the end, and I really want to highlight it here because you need to play it regularly. It has to become like your third arm if you want to get results, and you won't get them if you won't be doing it out of love. So if you truly give this instrument a chance, in a few years, I promise that you'll be able to get the symptoms under control, and to such extent that you won't be glued to the inhaler anymore. You'll truly be able to live a normal, active life. And it's just, marvelous to have control of your own breathing. Okay, that's all for now, I guess. So guys, if you know anyone who struggles with asthma, please share this video. It may help them find a new way to manage their symptoms. Thank you so much for stopping by, and see you soon.